Chris Godinez, licensed professional counselor, also the host of We Need to Talk on every Sunday at noon, and then I post it up to Facebook, and then on Wednesdays I do this Q&A thing with questions I get during the week or questions I couldn't get to during the show on Sunday. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. The views and opinions stated herein are mine and mine alone. They do not represent the ACA, the APA, or any other therapist for that matter. Boom, shakalaka done. I'd like to thank my sponsor, BetterHelp. BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. They're an online therapy company. They are international. All you got to do is get onto BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. Answer a few questions. They'll place you with a licensed master's level or PhD level therapist. If you are in the States, you don't like your therapist, go on to BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. Fill out the questionnaire. They'll put you with somebody. If you turns out you don't like that therapist, just go on and say, hey, didn't like them. Fill out some more questions, and they'll put you with a different therapist. They are very affordable, and they do packages of 4, I believe. They are also flexible, so they can do chatting. They can do emailing, they can do video, so it's very affordable and it's very helpful if you need to be able to do it, say, on a lunch hour so that you have some privacy. So anyway, thank you, BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. Okay, let's dive into the questions, shall we? Let me see if I can find them. Okay, this one came in. My son is friends with the male child. I'm going to kind of paraphrase it because it was this huge explanation. So, couple got divorced. There's a child. Okay. The son of another family is friends with the son of the couple that got divorced. The dad of the couple that got divorced is narcissistic and has an addiction to alcohol and has been known to drive drunk. The question is, what to do? What do I do? How do I handle that? How do I help my son understand why I don't want him going off with them on trips? So apparently the dad is constantly saying, you know, come on a trip, come on a trip, come on a trip, and, you know, keep my son company. And the other family is like, we've seen you drive drunk. We're not interested. So basically what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to say no for the sake of your son. You're going to have to, excuse me, you're going to have to explain to the child, your own son, what's going on and why you're having to say no. Now, the other part of this question is that the dad apparently was, you know, but why, you know, like how narcissists do, trying to wear you down so that you give them the answer they want instead of the answer that's needed. So, but why? So the recommendation is if you ever get into a situation where, you know, you don't feel safe, you know, it's like, this other parent is, you know, using and they're driving drunk and they're, you know, doing all these things, you're going to have to tell them no. Now, here's the thing you have to remember. No is a complete sentence. And you may need to say that to them, especially if they start with the whole, but why? Because if you go into an explanation, it's not going to end well. Remember, narcissists want you to explain so that you're on the ropes, so that you're in a defensive position and you're like, well, because of this. Well, but why? Well, because of this. Well, but why? And that's what they'll do. They'll just keep doing the but why. So you want to give them a short explanation. I'm sorry, but we just don't feel comfortable with our son being gone that long, or we just don't, you know, we don't have the time, or, you know, make something up. They don't need to know. And seriously, because it doesn't matter anyway. So you just tell them no, you give them a brief, you know, 1 or 2 sentence, you know, thank you for the invite, but at this time we're going to have to say no. That's a complete sentence. And you don't even address the but why. And if they come back and go, but why? Because we have other plans. Thank you. You know, that's all you got to say. It's like, sorry, it's not happening. So you want to keep it short. Don't get yourself on the ropes. Don't be explaining yourself and all of that sort of good stuff. So, and you're going to have to talk to the kid. You're going to have to talk to your own kid and explain to them why they can't go with their friend. And, you know, factual, short, to the point. It's like, look, have some concerns with his drinking, and we don't want you to be in the car with him until we know he's clean and sober. There you go. Done. So you keep it straight and to the point and explain to them why they cannot discuss this with the friend, and you just go from there. But don't ever get yourself stuck in a explanation thing. All right, so there was that question. Let me get to the other ones. Someone is smearing me at work, and I think the boss believes some of what is being said. Any advice? Well, who's smearing you? Number one, you probably have a good idea of who it is. Number two, if people are willing to believe the worst of you, they don't deserve the best of you. So if the boss is believing some of it, then I would start looking for a new job. I really would. The person who is doing the smearing is obviously threatened by you, because healthy, normal people don't do that, but narcissists do when they get threatened by somebody. And other than that, you don't even address it. You continue to be true to you. You stay above it. You stay away from whoever you think is doing the smearing. I would stay away from the boss as much as you can. Do what you need to do. Start looking for another job, seriously. And you just take care of yourself and document. If you can figure out who's doing it and they're making it a hostile work environment, you may have a case with the EEOC. So that would be my advice. Get out as soon as you can. It's if the boss is believing it, a good boss will put an end to it. If somebody comes to the boss and goes, so-and-so is doing such and such, a good boss will call the other person in and be like, hey, what's going on? This is what we've heard. I can't tell you who said it, but I just wanted to let you know that that's what's happening, and or they will tell the person that's tattling, it's like, okay, not interested. This has nothing to do with work, or this has no bearing on, what the employee is doing or whatever. So, they'll put an end to it. So if the boss is not putting an end to it, then they may be a drama person. They may be into drama. So be careful. Okay. Follow-up question. If the narc's lies are found out by the flying monkeys, will they abandon the narc? If so, what happens to the narc when everyone is gone? And what did the narc try to achieve with this? Okay, so what did the narc try to achieve with having flying monkeys, knowing that he or she could be found out? They don't ever know. Okay, you got to understand something. It never enters their mind. Okay? Never enters their mind that they'll be found out. I know. Crazy, huh? It's like when they're lying, it never is. It's like how I was talking with the Kobayashi Maru. It's like a healthy, sane person would be able to look at a no-win situation and go, that's a no-win situation. A healthy, sane person, first of all, wouldn't lie like that. And second of all, it's like they would, if they had to lie, they would go, okay, well, there's the possibility that it'll be found out. So they don't go into it knowing that they're going to be found out. They go into it with the absolute assumption, which makes an ass out of you and me. They assume that they will never be caught because they're above the law. Remember, you're dealing with a dark triad. So narcissist, antisocial, laws and rules don't apply to them, Machiavellian, control freak. So in their mind, they're not going to be caught. They're not going to be found out because the rules don't apply to them. They can say and do whatever they want, and it will never be found out, and they'll never be caught. That's literally how they think. So they don't even consider that possibility, and they don't care, furthermore, because what they'll do is once they have filled their home turf with feces, they'll move on to a different turf and continue to fill it with feces. Do you see where I'm going with that? So they'll just leave, move, go somewhere else, find a different bunch of admirers, and start all over again. They do. And they have zero clucks to give. They really don't care. And it does not even cross their mind that they're going to be found out. So it doesn't. All right. My family has sided with my ex. What should I do? Cut them off. Cut them off. They're not really your family. Sometimes family is not blood. Let's be clear. Sometimes family is not blood. So if your family is siding with the ex and they're actively, he's right, you're wrong, we're giving him information, we're telling him all about you, and we're, giving him ammo. Cut him off. Cut him off. You don't need them. You don't. They're not acting like family, okay? Real family is supportive and loving and kind and will talk to you and have your back and support you and, be unconditional. Fake family? Oh, the drama. Oh, the drama. So my guess is they enjoy the drama and they want to keep it going. So cut him off. Cut him off. If he's so great, you can have him. Bye. See where I'm going with that? Or she's so great or whatever. So yeah, there's that. I don't recognize my sister anymore. She has been with her abuser for years. He spouts his BS. I want her to see how she has changed. What can I do? Absolutely nothing. And here's the reason why. When someone is in the thrall of narcissistic abuse, they have got cognitive dissonance like nobody's business. Cognitive dissonance is where they have a set of beliefs and they will cling tenaciously to those beliefs, even in the face of being proved wrong. And instead of taking a look at the beliefs and going, oh, gosh, I've changed, or oh, gosh, this is not how I want to be, or gosh, this is happening, they will get mad at the person that points out the discrepancy, okay, points out the not matching thoughts, and cut them out of their life. There is literally nothing you can do. It's like if they are in the thrall of the abuse and they are believing everything that the abuser says, if you say anything against the abuser will twist it, because they'll run back to the abuser and tell them. And then they'll twist it and then make the person get rid of you. And that's what will happen. And when somebody is that deeply into an abusive relationship, you cannot save them. You cannot. You cannot. They won't hear it. And even if you tell them point blank and give them examples, they'll have abuse amnesia. So in other words, I've had cases where people have taken the person out to lunch, talked to them, told them exactly what they saw and exactly what was going on. And 2 weeks later, the person will call them and go, did we do lunch? Do we still need to do lunch? Literally, boop, kicked it out of their head. Dissociated like nobody's business. Could not hear the incoming information because it did not match the information they already had, the beliefs they already had about the abuser. And yep, didn't do a damn bit of good. So there is nothing literally you can do. Nothing. It's like you gotta, this is the sucky thing about abuse. You basically have to wait for the target of abuse to come to their own conclusion and to snap out of it that, oh my God, I need to get out, and then you can help them. So there is that. Okay, is that it? I think that is it. Okay, so this week, I will be doing it from the road because I'm on a road trip. So also don't forget, I'm going to be in Portland, Oregon on July 2nd from 2 to 4. And if you want the location, I will give it to you when you buy the ticket. There is still space. So there is that. So you guys have a great week. And this Sunday, we will be talking about dependent personality. So dependent personality disorder. So we're going to talk about that, how that relates to codependency and all of that good stuff. So, okay. So you guys have a great week and I will talk to you later. Bye.